in a big bed. It's called I don't fucking know. I just stand in the bed.
More and more information about Diddy's past is emerging as the Diddy trial continues to get media attention. Everyone who is even somewhat related to him is therefore feeling the heat. An old video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties has surfaced, and while some are attributing it to inexperience, it shows her looking as if she were entering a dream. Chrisean recently found out that Blueface, whose IU is currently in jail, was stomping on her while they were on unstable ground. Leaning into the storm is Rock. She has allegedly been telling folks that she was enticed into a freak-off by Diddy and Yung Miami, who then iced her out, spirits by using Diddy's invitation to Chrisean's party as a distraction. However, Diddy was acting oddly around Chrisean for some reason, so this is when things start to get a little awkward. He lavished her with cheek kisses on their first formal meeting, bowed as if she were a member of the royal family, and continued to talk about how she earned her flowers. To understand the tension, let's travel back in time. For those who are unfamiliar, Lemuel Plummer is one of the key figures behind Zeus Network, a platform that carved out a niche by featuring aspiring rappers, social media stars, and up-and-coming influencers on one of Zeus's most well-liked reality shows. He is under fire for allegedly paying Croissant too little. Baddies was based on the premise of a bunch of bold, opinionated women living together, which naturally resulted in frequent verbal and physical fights. It was pure entertainment driven by drama. Chrisean stood out amid the chaos and quickly won over fans, enthralling crowds.
Like I was the problem?
No, it wasn't that you was brought up that you was the problem. It was just that everybody's time was wasted. It wasn't necessarily you by yourself. You came, you left, we never got no group shot. So even if the stunner shit didn't happen, we still wouldn't got no group shot because you left early. You did waste everybody's time.
How?
Because you showed up when you wanted to.
I know Chrisean, she don't want to talk. She wants to swing on whoever's talking. If you run in your mouth, Chrisean wants to swing. She don't give a fuck. Something was gonna go down, for sure.
But the issue is, everybody...
But Chrisean suddenly said that she was done with terrible guys because Lemuel wasn't giving her the money he owed. According to Chrisean, everything went haywire during the party once Diddy stepped in. Called into a private room with Diddy, who immediately started acting aggressively, Diddy grabbed Lemuel by the neck and demanded that he pay the whole amount. She was owed for her performance, the cashier recalled.
Party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little bitch with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, but do you fuck with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till...
Things took an odd turn when Diddy started to show Crotch a bit too much interest. He gave her the kiss on the cheek, greeted her as if she were a lifelong friend, and lavished her with praise, even assuring her that she earned the flowers. This occurred during their first formal meeting, which stoked the controversy and caused many people to wonder. Diddy allegedly grabbed Zeus Network CEO Lemuel Plummer by the neck during the party and demanded that he give her the money she owed for the bad guys, according to Chrisean. Cap, however, danced around after responding to the accusations in a since-deleted Instagram post. According to Chrisean Saffold, Chrisean's alleged mother-in-law Diddy and Yung Miami, also called Chrisean, were trying to recruit Chrisean for one of Diddy's infamous freak-offs a year ago. She was written off as bitter and attention-seeking at the time, but today she could have had a point. In an appearance on The Morning Hustle, he stated this without directly answering the question, adding that although he had met Diddy at public gatherings, they had never had a sincere personal or professional relationship. Recent lawsuits imply that Chrisean might have been speaking the truth when she was first accused of being jealous and persistently attempting to involve Chrisean in drama. Former Diddy producer Lil Rod claims that Chrisean was not merely a spectator to Diddy's crazy, antics. In court filings, he charged her with actively taking part in the recruitment of women, the transportation of drugs, and even the planning of encounters. For instance, he asserted act against his wishes in front of Diddy and others. Keisha has denied all of this, especially the alleged $250,000 monthly allowance, and she has not yet been charged, but the evidence is growing, and many people now think that she was a willing participant in Diddy's alleged lifestyle rather than a victim, helping to keep his empire going. In Little Rod's lawsuit, Keisha was also charged with routinely using a private plane to transfer Diddy's party supplies and getting paid every month to keep silent and comply.
We got a joint coming out. We got the Act Bad joint.
It's the Act Bad summer.
Yeah.
Why you call it the City Girl? So let's talk about that.
Y'all the world's biggest female rap group.
So we acting bad.
Yeah, and y'all with the shits.
So all the
y'all with the smoke, y'all with acting bad. And acting bad is just having fun. Like, we have a good time. We act bad all the time.
So you heard him. If you a city girl, go get you a bad boy so you can act bad, because we acting bad. So we heard.
It's enjoying life. Living out the best lives.
Best life.
Get best.
Me, you want to know what I do when I act bad? I do what the fuck I want. I'm going to do what the fuck I want, say what I want. That's acting bad. Like,
that's why I'm with you too.
Yeah, I'm hanging out the window.
Yeah, you with it.
I'm twerking.
That's what the
I'm doing what the fuck I want.
Yeah, you living life.
Yeah, acting bad.
Yeah, acting bad.
The music tycoon, Sean Diddy Combs, has turned into a full-fledged media frenzy with fresh charges and resurrected evidence, leaving the internet in a state of perpetual conjecture. The latest wave is around Yung Miami, whose real name is Chrisean, and her purported participation in Diddy's notorious freak-off parties, which have long been rumored by insiders. These weren't only your normal parties in Hollywood, according to sources and former employees associated with the bad boy billionaire. These parties, which can last for days, are reportedly filled with drug use, adult conduct, and a number of celebrities. In a recently made public audio, Chrisean can be heard, smiling casually as she talks about having multiple rounds and not sleeping. This might seem like a cheesy joke at first, but when you look past the recent law enforcement activity, especially Homeland Security's raid on Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, has a far more sinister weight because of the implication that Chrisean was not only present, but also perhaps a willing participant or even facilitator in some of the darker aspects of Diddy's private life, as well as the infamous interview that further damaged her public image. About her fondness for golden showers, you did read correctly, yes. Rather than just admitting it, she leaned into the conversation to clarify that it was dependent on the mood of the moment, and even joked that she liked it when the timing was right. Despite the fact that everyone is free to enjoy what they like, her open admission of such peculiar and private preferences fanned the flames and, at least to some, painted a picture of someone who Chrisean Rock, who is sometimes referred to as Crow by fans and the media, is the most perplexing component of the puzzle. In addition to being comfortable in challenging situations, she might have even contributed to their normalization among a small group of people. Recently, her name has been thrust into the turbulent maelstrom of allegations about Diddy's secret lifestyle. According to multiple sources, she was temporarily involved in one of these now famous The Narrative claims, that in an effort to cheer Chrisean up during a trying period in her turbulent relationship with rapper Blueface, Chrisean invited him to one of Diddy's parties. Online speculation suggests that Cash did attend one of these parties and may have even taken part in the kind of activities that were offered, but the invitation might have contained terms, or at the very least, certain expectations that weren't completely stated. Chrisean has never been one to hold back, as evidenced by her uncensored social media presence and frequent public altercations. She isn't the type of person who keeps secrets for very long, especially when she feels mistreated or disrespected. So Diddy immediately became suspicious of her, according to insiders. She apparently lost all future invitations and late-night calls as a result of that one performance. Just silence. Naturally, this story has gone viral on the internet because of her tell-it-like-it-is approach, erratic behavior, and explosive nature. Many people believe that employing Chrisean was a mistake from the beginning. She is hardly the ideal candidate for a clandestine way of life that relies on confidentiality and silence. Every time she saw something that didn't sit well with her, she would go to talk, making her a liability. Furthermore, some social media investigators and content producers are speculating that Chrisean may have been ready for a more significant role in this underground society. These theorists contend that she was not merely invited to parties, but was being trained to become one of the many ladies who regularly attended Diddy's events, possibly in a number of shady capacities. But when her unpredictability surfaced, not everyone was persuaded, but the initiative was swiftly shelved. There is no hard evidence that Chrisean attended several events, much less that she was involved in any strange activities, according to a significant portion of the public who are condemning the entire story. Additionally, they argue that while her bluster makes her an ideal subject for dramatic rumors, it's equally probable that she was in the wrong place at the wrong moment. The situation is made more difficult by the fact that Chrisean has denied getting any form of payment for her claimed participation in Diddy's extramarital activities, particularly the now famous $250,000 monthly allowance referenced in court documents. Despite her public declarations that she was not employed by Diddy and had nothing to do with any illegal or immoral activity, her name is still brought up, showing up in the cases and rumors, especially if more former employees and witnesses come out. Not to be overlooked is Lil Rod, Diddy's former producer, whose complaint included startling allegations of misbehavior, sex trafficking, and drug smuggling. Pink nose candy is a euphemism for cocaine, and he said Chrisean was involved in its private jet delivery. In one instance, he even described how Keisha reportedly flew in. If true, these accusations connect Diddy to the party's logistical activities as well. The public must sort through the chaos and make their own decisions, because there are so many moving parts. When Diddy's usual mule forgot the items, he himself provided them. Was Keisha simply carried away by something bigger than herself? Or was Chrisean Rock a fervent newcomer who got more than she had expected? But one thing is for sure, the distinction between fact and rumor is more hazy than ever before due to the mounting litigation, re-examined interviews, and weekly relay.